Okay, we're back. You can see all the folds I put into the hat here, and I have to clean them up before I actually paint it. Alright, so when you go to paint this thing, you want to be very, very sure that you have everything cleaned up. Okay, we're going to make this tassel just a tad smaller, so a little bit too big for my liking. If you like it larger, that's fine. You can leave it alone. Or go back, and I'm doing the round portion first to trim it down. That's a little better. Now I'll go back and reshape this. We just did this in the beginning, remember? So, you know, if you're a first-time carver, there's so much out there for you to learn from other folks and such. And really, there's a lot of good carvers online to follow. This is just my style. There's about 4 or 5 different ones that one person just does cowboys and western. Another guy does a lot of Scandinavian type carving. And you know, you pick out what you like to do and what you're interested in doing. I do a variety of things. I do Santas, I do birds, I do caricatures, a little bit of relief carving. So you get a little bit of everything. And that's just the way I like it. Some people like to stick with one thing, and that there's nothing wrong with that. And you just do it, carve what you want to carve and what you will enjoy. The only thing I don't enjoy as much in carving is chip carving. And that's just, I find it very tedious. But some people, that's all that they do, and they do beautiful work, you know. It takes a lot of time and patience and a lot of precise work. Okay, see, we narrowed that down a little bit so it looks a little bit better. And, alright, so, and then up here we're going to clean this up a little bit. There we go. Alright, I'm going to take those hard edges off. You want it to look like material. You don't want it to look like it's got corners to it. Alright. Alright, so let me go ahead and show you the next project here. We're going to, the next step on this project. We're going to put the scarf in. This dresses up the piece really nice. You can put a jacket on it. You can do whatever you want. You can put little bib overalls if you want to do that, for if you're doing it for a farmer as a gift or whatever. So the first thing I do is I come up here and I cut this section out first. Alright, I'm just going to do stop cuts. Alright, and then I put another stop cut and try to make it a little deeper where that V is. Okay, where I'm sticking it right now. Just a little bit deeper. Notice I'm not hanging on to the nose. I'm just holding this portion with my thumb. Alright. And, you know, if you're not familiar with stop cuts, take a piece of lumber or a piece of basswood and practice. Okay, I don't want to push it too hard that it'll start snapping stuff off because of the weight of the blade going through. You know, just kind of take your time going around, just like what I'm doing here. And again, if you can flip it over. You can lean it on a table if you want. It is safer that way. And what you want to do is just take your time following that line all the way to the end here. So I'm flipping it back over, and hopefully we'll meet that line. Okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to come up right there in that corner. We're going to first take that out. If it doesn't free, don't pry it out. Okay? If it doesn't free, go back with your knife just like I'm doing and notch it out. Alright? There's no speed demon here. Take your time, you know, and try not to do what I just did, like the rubbing it off, because the grain is running this way. It's very, very touchy. If the wood's a little bit hard, you can always spray it with that solution I talked about in my other ones, which is the 50% rubbing alcohol and water. somebody asked, where do you get the basswood? Well, I was getting it out from the Midwest for a while, and I am now getting it, I'm getting it locally. I kind of hit a little gold mine. Somebody posted on my Facebook that they had some lumber that they were, or basswood, aged basswood, and that's what this is. And they quoted a price, and I said I'll definitely take it. And it's been beautiful wood. Now, some of it does have little markings in it. You've got to be careful. You know, when you buy dried, the basswood from PA is not as good and not as white. Let's put it that way. It's more of a cream color. This is the other stuff. See the difference in the color? This sometimes can be hard. This is kiln dried and this is air dried. And I'm finding the air dried is just as nice and easy to carve as the kiln dried stuff. So, you know, it's whatever you prefer. Everybody does it a little bit different, but since I got it at a good price, and I'm going to be doing some teaching again here, I'll have plenty of lumber for my students and such, that I won't have to order it. But it came out really, really big. I mean, this stuff is really huge. So they were long planks of 7 feet. They're still sitting in the truck. I need to unload that today. But I find once in a while, if you don't have it in a dry area, it's gonna mold on you. The other stuff has mold on me. I don't think I've ever had air dried stuff mold on me. Now, if anybody has an answer for that, please tell me why. You know, is it because it's overly dried? I don't know the answer to it. So I'm posing it out there to the other experts that know their lumber. I just know what basswood is. I know where to find it and such. Okay, so you see we have all this cut out except this up here. So we're going to go up here and we're going to cut this out. And we're going to, because this is going underneath, we need to just take a little notch out. Okay, just like so. Just like that. Alright, the last thing on this scarf is we need to make this match over here. So, but do me a favor, folks, do not buy your basswood from a nationwide hobby store unless it's really little pieces and you can work with it. I have found in the past that it's harder than a rock, and I've had some students say, well, you know, I bought it at such and such a chain store in town, and a major chain store, and it was so hard they didn't know what to do with it. Well, that's where this spray solution comes in real handy, but it defeats the purpose of enjoying it if it's too hard. I want to be able to sit down and carve without struggling to carve. And if a piece is too hard for me, folks, I'll toss it to the side and get another piece that's workable. Alright, and this stuff that I got has been really, really nice to work with. No problem. Now, I did have a few splits on the end of the piece, but that's okay. But try to go to a wood carving store or a wood carving supplier, okay, or go to a show. Alright, folks, I'll show you how to finish this up with the two other little things here and then his face, and then we'll be almost done with it. Okay, a couple more. We'll be back.